thing you might be able to. Yeah. All right, everyone that's joining, thank you for watching. Welcome to another episode of Project Assemble. We're finally back after, I guess, a month of just, coordinating schedules and busyness. So we're finally back. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, my friend. I'm glad to get back into the groove of it all again and finally talk about some San Diego and D23 and that lot. I'm really looking forward to proper dissecting your brain and getting into things that lot. I'm a bit nervous as well because it's been that long. I'm trying to remember what to do in that lot sort of thing.
Yeah, it's been a while, but obviously everyone watching, that San Diego Comic-Con and D23 happened a while ago, but we never got the chance to break down what happened and share our thoughts on it. So we're finally getting to it now. And yeah, very excited to dive into it because there's a lot to unpack.
Oh boy.
Some really major things. So before we get into that, though, just to go over some show notes, we started our own Discord server. We're going to have the link to that below so you can join that and, meet different people in both our audiences. It's kind of like a joint server between my channel's audience and your channel's audience and the show together. So please check that out and join that. Give us a ping and we'll know you're there when you get in. So yeah, definitely check that out. We're still trying to figure out how to, get it up to a professional grade. We just started it.
Just a bit.
But yeah, very exciting and it'll only get better from there.
Definitely. I'm really, really looking forward with that as well, just to chat all things Marvel with new people, and if you've got any suggestions you want us to talk about and any questions you want to ask us, just bang them in that Discord and we'll definitely get to them.
For sure. just before we get to the icebreaker, though, I picked up a few things during this week. I made a trip to Toronto and just went to a comic store, and I picked up a few things. So I got Black Panther by Christopher Priest. This is Volume 1. Really great stuff.
Nice.
I haven't read it before, but I've heard it's really good. Then I got some single issues. I got Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, Volume 5 from Frank Miller. Some really great stuff there. Daredevil 300, iconic cover there with Daredevil and Kingpin there. And then I was not intent on getting this, but I found Secret Invasion #1. I was trying to find Secret Wars stuff. And
was you?
Yeah, and going through the drawer, because it's like alphabetical order, the tab came up and said Secret Invasion. I was like, oh, okay, might as well look through it. First one I pulled up was that. I was like, oh, okay, I can't leave without that.
Definitely.
So I was like, yep, definitely getting that. And they were cheap too. Like that one was only $15 and the others were like $5 and $7. So yeah, glad to have those.
It's very nice. With you saying about the comics, I did actually get a new comic series myself. I've not actually read it yet, and it was The Runaways.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I've never read any of the Runaways and that lot. I've seen it was like on this table in Forbidden Planet here, and it was like only about £6-7. And I was like, oh, I'll have a look at that sort of thing. I was going to read it on the train journey as we were going on to holiday the last month, but the train was that packed, I didn't get a chance to read it. But I will get around to reading it, and hopefully I might do a comic corner about it, because I had a flick through and everything. It does look quite interesting. I don't really know much about the Runaways, so
did you watch the show?
Definitely have to. See, this is the thing. I've never watched the show either, and
Okay.
it sort of made me want. After seeing the comic, flicking through the comic, I was like, okay, it might be worth having a read. And then I realised, oh yeah, obviously there's a show. I might have a look at the show as well, and that. So I might give that a bit of a gander as well. Sort of thing. Would you recommend?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I've heard very mixed things, so I'm not sure if it's something I ever would watch, but yeah.
Don't hold hopes then, sort of thing.
I guess so. I mean, from what I've heard.
But also, I got another classic Funko add to my collection, and this is the She-Hulk episode where she goes to see Abomination in the cell. So
Very nice.
I thought I'd treat myself to that one as well. It's a shame I've not got it to go in a corner somewhere, because it's like it would be perfect to go in a corner somewhere, but
very nice.
Add to the collection with all the rest of them.
All right, so just before we get into the main discussion, icebreaker question, I'm going to go back to this because I've been wanting to go over this question for a very long time, and this is my chance to do it. Like, we got some big news today, but I'm going to save that for another time, or we'll talk about that later. But the question I have is, what, in your opinion, is the most underrated performance from an actor or actress in a comic book role?
Ooh.
In any of them.
Damn, that's a biggie, that is. Ooh. Jesus, wept. That's a lot to go through. Underperformance. Yes, sod, I don't know, actually. That's proper stump, man.
I've got mine ready if you still need to think.
Yeah, you got shout out yours.
All right. Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight.
That is so weird, because I was chatting to one of the lads about that at work, and we was going on about what's the best Batman film and stuff like that sort of thing. And I said Batman Begins, but that's a nice shout. I didn't even think of that.
So good in that movie, and it's basically all around him. Everything's happening around him in the movie. Obviously, like, Batman's the main character, but the Joker's targeting him for most of the movie, and like his power and presence he holds in Gotham controls like the public order basically. And when he snaps and he goes into Two-Face, the whole city falls apart. And
that is true.
That final scene when it's between him, Gordon, and Batman in the burned building, and Two-Face has the gun to Gordon's kids, and he's like, tell your son it's going to be all right, Gordon. Lie like I lied. Like it's so good. And
Yeah.
his entire performance, like as Harvey and Two-Face, it was so well done. And
Yeah.
like I don't know if it's like an Oscar-worthy performance. Well, yeah, I'm going to say it is. It's an Oscar-worthy performance, but obviously Heath Ledger was also nominated in that same category, and he won. So, yeah, I like every time I see it, I'm like, that is a really good performance of Harvey Dent.
Yeah, I can't blame you that, and that is a good. I tell you what, then this will be like a nice curveball. This is a what's the word? Not underperformance, but what's the word you just used?
Underrated?
Underrated. I don't know whether you class it as underrated, but I absolutely adored this character now. And I'm looking for Scarecrow.
Oh, Cillian Murphy?
Yeah, how he played Scarecrow now, and how he portrayed Scarecrow. I absolutely adored it. That's why I always say that Batman Begins is one of the best Batman films I think all around. Just seeing how it all started off for him, and just using that character as well. Not just always jumping straight to Joker and that sort of thing. Using the Scarecrow and he's like mind manipulating, and how he used that horror aspect of
Psychological trauma.
Totally, just totally freaking people out and stuff. I just thought he would play brilliantly in that lot, and I just love that villain. It just messing with your mind and making you all trippy in that lot. I just think it's brilliant in that lot. So yeah, I'm looking for that one.
Yeah,
nice
that's a good one. Yeah, it's not one that I would have thought of like at all, but he was really good in the role. For like, he wasn't in it a lot, but when he was in it, he was good.
No. Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't really get mentioned enough as well for me. I don't think it gets mentioned enough. They always jump straight to Bane and Joker and that lot.
Yeah.
You never really hear much about the Scarecrow, and I thought it was brilliant that lot. So
yeah,
and he just literally, it was weird. You going on about Batman and say I was talking to the lads at work today, and he's just like, yeah, sod it. That's jumping straight out for me. That is now.
Yeah. So that was our DC detour for today. So now we're gonna get into the main stuff. I've got just like an article open that summarizes what was announced, because obviously it's gonna take a while to go back through all the posts that have happened since then.
Right, so I've got all my notes ready for my episode breakdown I did anyway now. So
okay, so this is just going over San Diego Comic-Con first. So they started it off with a choir performance of like a prayer from Deadpool and Wolverine, which that track, and it was released officially on Spotify too. So I've been listening to that. It's such a powerful track. In that moment, when they're in the core and they're going through that moment, it was so good. So that's how they kicked off their panel.
Have you seen the video of the choir all playing out there from San Diego Comic-Con?
I've seen like multiple clips of it. I haven't seen like a full thing. I don't think I have, at least. But
I've seen somebody record the whole like Deadpool thing going up, and they're all coming on stage and just singing it. It sounded so good. I'd love to have been there. Love to have seen that live. And I never understood as well why. It's probably because they can't like share spoilers and stuff like that sort of thing. But why have they never done it like on a YouTube live or something like that?
It's probably because that takes away from the like exclusivity of being there. Probably because you have to pay like an extra ticket to get into Hall H. So basically, anyone that gets in the Hall H, they're supposed to be the only ones that are supposed to see what's going on there. Right. But in today's world, you can't control stopping them from pulling their phones out and taking pictures and videos and posting it online. So, like that's like, I had my live stream. I was just going through and seeing what people were taking pictures of and all that. So yeah, that's how they opened it. And then Kevin Feige came out. He talked about Deadpool is out, go see it, that kind of thing. And then they got into Captain America Brave New World. He basically didn't even stop. Like, he just ran right into it. He was like, okay, that was cool, Captain America, let's go. It was basically like, he was on it.
Like on a rolling, it was just sort of like on a rolling, just like, and this, and that, sort of thing.
So yeah, he introduced Captain America. Anthony Mackie came out. was talking about what he had to do to be in the role. He's tasked with rebuilding the Avengers in this movie, which is an interesting plot point. I think we discussed that in our Captain America stream, that like they have to do it now. This is how they introduce that idea of the Avengers coming back. So that's how it opened. Tim Blake Nelson came out, who's playing the leader. Danny Ramirez, who's playing the new Falcon. Joaquin Torres. And then Giancarlo Esposito came out, and they confirmed he's playing the King of the Serpent Society, Sidewinder, which I don't think any of us saw coming.
No.
That was that's like the most random pick.
What was we going on about? It was the two characters you said he could have been
there
playing
was
as.
One. His name is George Washington Bridge, who's like a he's like a Nick Fury type character.
Yeah.
And I forget the other rumored one, but it was like nowhere near as random as Sidewinder, which I don't know. Like, obviously, like Seth Rollins, he was in this movie as a member of the Serpent Society. There's another member, I think it's, I forget her name. It's like Diamondback or something like that. I think. But they were in an original cut of this movie, and then they were cut out of it. And then they brought Giancarlo Esposito in, who's now the leader of them. But
see, this is what gives me hope. It's like, just bring me back Seth Rollins. Just bring me back Seth Rollins in the Cyber Society. I love it.
But what also doesn't make sense is that he said this character is going to be in a TV show that's coming after this. So what character will deal with the Serpent Society after this? Unless it's another season 2 of, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that kind of thing. But
that's literally what I was going to say now. That's the only thing, to me, that's the only thing that makes sense for him to continue as a villain in a series sort of thing. So sort of thing they did with Zemo now, lot. They had him in Civil War, and then they continued him with that sort of thing. So it makes sense to have it as something following up from this in another season 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But can you really do that if the Winter Soldier's now in the Thunderbolts and Cap is his own thing? I don't know. I'm a bit unsure about how they're going to go with that sort of thing. I don't want them to mess it up.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I have faith that his performance will be good. I just don't understand the character choice. Why, out of all the characters you could have chosen him to play, it's that one. It's like they just took the encyclopedia, closed their eyes, rolled through all the pages, and he's playing this guy. Okay, that's the one.
He's a brilliant actor, and he'll be able to pull it off. He'll be right.
He could have been playing, I don't know, Lockjaw from the Inhumans.
Yeah.
That could have been a character they would have landed on, and Lockjaw's getting his own Disney Plus series. Doesn't make any sense.
He'll be alright. That'll be fine. Yeah, that'll work.
And then
he'll pull it off.
And after that, Harrison Ford came out, and he was all in. He was walking around like Hulk. He was screaming. He was mimicking ripping his shirt off. He was all in on it. And I don't know if you've seen, but the people interviewing him afterwards, so are you familiar with Earth 616? And then he's like, what the heck does that mean?
He was totally over his head now, bless him.
This is going to be the best part leading up to the movie, is how he handles all the press junkets, because he's just going to fire them down immediately. I don't care. I don't care what you're asking me at all. I'm in the movie. Go see it. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm getting paid big bucks. That's all I'm here for. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get any spoilers from him, you ain't getting nothing.
And I know, as soon as when the movie's starting to come out, they're gonna be so is Red Hulk gonna face Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom? How's that gonna work? And he's gonna be who's Doctor Doom?
Who?
And it's there's no point if you're scheduled to be interviewing Harrison Ford. That's got to be the most intimidating moment of your life, because yes, your job is you have to get, it would be nice to get a scoop out of him, but you're not going to get anything out of him. You're going to get destroyed by him. So yeah,
just keep to the basics. Just did you enjoy the film? Was it good to work with other people?
yeah.
That's it. Just don't try and dig any dirt up.
He doesn't know anything about the Marvel universe, so just don't bother. Don't even like think of trying to ask him any
Yeah,
of that.
exactly.
So after that, it was pretty much all for Captain America. But Tim Blake Nelson said the journey you get with the leader in this is going to be very interesting, and fans are going to love it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him, and if like he is a full on like practical look that they're going for. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. And
I'm
how,
quite glad to see him come back. To be honest,
yeah, it's great,
so
but I just want to know how he's pulled into the story. If you get Serpent Society, you got Red Hulk, and there's the Tiamat Island. Like how does all of that tie into this story?
Yeah.
So that was basically it for Captain America. And I can't remember if they showed footage or not.
Yeah, they showed a bit of footage and everything. Because they're going about how I can't remember if it was here at D23 where you see Harrison Ford become Red Hulk in front of the White House.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was there or D23, but
yeah, so
I'm just seeing here debuted exclusive footage with Harrison Ford. So, yeah, that was basically it for Captain America.
I can't wait for that. I'm gonna be buzzing for that. Aren't I?
Yeah, it's like when I saw Alien Romulus. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Must have been last week. And when the trailers played before, of course, Captain America played, and
was it?
And people were like reacting really hard to it. Like, when he catches the shield and throws it down, there were people who were like, "Oh my God, what?" Like that kind of thing. Like they had no idea.
I'm hoping I can get another midnight screening for that because I'm going to be all over that again. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Right, so after that, they talked about Thunderbolts with an asterisk.
You love putting that bit in there.
I mean, why is it there?
I know.
So yeah, they talked about that. They had the director Jake Schreier come out with Geraldine Viswanathan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We have no idea who she's playing. She's a complete mystery. Lewis Pullman, who's playing who they're calling Bob, but it's obvious he's the Sentry. Hannah John Kamen as Ghost, Wyatt Russell as U.S. Agent, Juliette Louis-Dreyfus as Val, Florence Pugh as Yelena, Sebastian Stan as Bucky, and David Harbour came out in costume as Red Guardian. And he's like, "Guys, why didn't you dress up? I thought we were gonna do this." And then obviously he changes, and then he comes back on after with the rest of them. So this one,
it seems as well when he come out like that, the chemistry just automatically there. Him like just having a laugh and hyping it all up and that lot. And then he was like, I think he was talking to Sebastian Shaw, and I was like, "You don't even have my number." And it's just messing around, joking like that. It just seems like they've got a really good coherent unit all together. So I can't wait for that one as well. That looks so good.
Yeah, especially like because they debuted. Was it like a trailer basically? They debuted a trailer.
A bit, weren't it? Yeah. It's not been official. I've not seen a lot of it. I've seen like snippets, but I've not actually seen what's what sort of thing.
And by the sounds of it, people really enjoyed it. It's got the suspenseful action, like Winter Soldier type vibes. Schreier described the film as an irreverent team-up movie following an unlikely group as they unite to face a new threat. So, obviously, this threat we're assuming is Sentry. I think.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It seems like they're like, I forget if it was this or D23. That's how long this has been. Where they said that they're all tasked to go to one thing and it ends up being a trap. And I think it was D23 with the footage where all of them are in that same area and U.S. Agent starts shooting at Yelena. And then all the other people come in, and then Bob walks out and he's like, what's going on here? And then that description kind of relates to, okay, maybe they're all sent to get him. And then in that footage, all the doors start closing and there's like a red alert type, lights going off. And they're basically sent there to die, basically. So it's like a Suicide Squad for Marvel.
Just better.
Just better. I know. Well, we'll see. But yeah,
told you, best thing about Suicide Squad, especially the second one, is Peacemaker. That's it.
I'm neutral on it. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what that's going to be about with the Thunderbolts, like why they're all coming together, who they're after, and are they going to die? Or are some of them going to not make it out of this? Because, the stakes have to be high for this. And I think Yelena, Bucky, maybe US Agent, and maybe Ghost are going to make it out of this movie.
Do you think Ghost will? I've had her written off. I can't.
I would say she would, but I think they're gonna pull like one of like the most random ones off the team. Like I don't think Taskmaster's making it. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
No.
I'd have had Taskmaster over Ghost, to be honest.
I think they're gonna like in the Suicide Squad, Polka Dot Man. I think they're gonna try to make Ghost be kind of like that kind of character.
Yeah.
Where it's like the most, I don't know, like
out there sort of.
Yeah, the most out there, but also the one that fans wouldn't expect to survive that long.
Yeah.
I think that they do something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Feige pointed out the asterisks in the title, and he said you have to see the movie to understand what it means. So they're marketing the movie as something that isn't what they're marketing it as. So
yeah,
again, I think it means Dark Avengers, but we'll see.
I can't see it being Dark Avengers. I just don't. It doesn't. Me reading and doing my not Project Assemble, my phases on the Dark Avengers like that. It doesn't sit right with me being that. It can't be. I don't know whether it would or not. I want to see something with Thunderbolt Ross. He's got to be a part of something or other. It's his bloody name. He's surely got to have some sort of influence on this. But I don't know. I just can't.
Now the reason.
I don't know.
So in Captain America, Sam's tasked with forming the Avengers. Ross is probably picking all these people that Sam knows. Those are people that you should not put together. Like, these are bad people. And maybe something happens where I hope this doesn't happen, where Ross dies and Val is then tasked with finishing that group that he started to put together in his name, and they're called the Thunderbolts as his version of the Avengers. That's what I think that's going to be. Yeah.
Okay, and that's why you think it could be the Dark Avengers.
Yeah, because Sam is going to fight back at this team that Ross wants him to build, and I think Val, like, she's obviously been recruiting them before this, but you have to assume Ross maybe has tasked her with finding these specific people because he, in his vision, he thinks they will, save the world in a way that fits his needs and, in his beliefs.
I didn't even think of that, to be honest,
Yeah, but I don't know what else it could be if it's not Dark Avengers.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's proper stumped me, to be honest. It would make now you've explained it like that, following on straight from obviously the Captain America film and that lot. It would make sense to have it as that sort of thing, but you can't have Harrison Ford in just one film and then just kill him off. It's surely got to be more.
I hope they don't do that, but then it's also Harrison Ford. Like, he's going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Even though he said he's loved it, I don't think he's going to want to do that. Like, he even did mocap, I think, for it. So I don't think he's going to want to do that for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Thunderbolts. After that, they talked about the Fantastic Four and then revealed a new subtitle, First Steps. which immediately I was like, really? Like, you had it right there. And then you just add that onto it.
For me, I know the first reaction was a bit like, it's a bit of a damp squid, that is. But now just seeing it and like seeing that little like footage they do show at D23 San Diego Comic Con, it's sort of grown on me a bit now. I'm pretty alright with it now. First steps, it makes sense. They're like their first steps into the proper MCU and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm getting to grips with it now. I'm alright with it.
Now, if it was called something like, I don't know, First Family or something like that, I might have liked it
Yeah, that'd be
a
better.
little bit more. But
Mm.
I don't know. The Fantastic Four was the perfect title for it.
Yeah.
And then, like, first steps, does that mean we're getting second steps and then third steps? Like, is that what's gonna happen if they keep making them? Like, I was just so confused why they did that.
I mean, seeing your reaction on your live stream as well. Now, your reaction was just like, oh,
basically,
okay.
yeah. So yeah, the director Matt Shackman came out. He shared, new details about it, and there was a picture of the cast together that I think Pedro posted online. I think late that week before the weekend, and basically saying like, we're all together, we're ready to start shooting, that kind of thing. And that was in London. And then on that night, all of them came out. So you got Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Eben Moss-Backrack, and Joseph Quinn. All four of them came out on stage, and they, lit up the entire crowd. Like, that was something that I think they had to do. If they weren't there, I think that would have been a huge letdown. But thankfully they were there, and it was really great to see all the four of them together in one area in movement, not just a picture.
Yeah. Do you see the Fantastic Car as well?
Yeah, that was also really cool. How it was even apparently it wasn't on cables or anything. It was like a drone. That was actually I was on someone else's show, and someone that was there said that it was actually flying.
Jesus, what?
Apparently you could hear the motors running inside it to make it lift. According to them, I don't know if that's 100% true, but according to them that they were there, they said that it was actually flying.
That's ridiculous. When I saw the videos and clips and everything, I was adamant it was just like two strings, just.
And I thought it was one of those really thin, carbon fiber, cables that, lift signs in a. I don't know, a store or something like that. But it was an actual flying thing that they had, apparently.
That's ridiculous.
That was cool. They said officially the film is a futuristic 1960s inspired setting, which is great. I can't wait to see that. The concept art they showed looked really cool. And I hope that in a movement it won't look super fully CGI. I hope it'll look very tangible, actually real. And they are building real sets for this movie too.
You've seen the photos. You seen that aerial photo.
It was the landing pad.
It was the 4, I think, weren't it?
Yeah. It was the landing pad just outside the Baxter building, apparently. And then they built a street with a 60s inspired New York street kind of thing.
Oh, I ain't seen that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I assume it's they're building Brooklyn. That's where I think the Thing's house is going to be. That would be really cool if they actually do that. But then they revealed the title, and then the Fantastic Four came out, and there was the score that was revealed, composed by Michael Giacchino, who's done multiple Marvel scores, which is great. It sounds great so far, from what we've heard. And that drone show with the Galactus coming out over the horizon, that was a part of the score too. And that track is perfect for Galactus. It is so good. I can't wait to hear the rest of it and hear it in action with the rest of the movie, when they're all fighting and getting those heroic moments with the theme playing. I can't wait for it.
Did you hear what Kevin Feige said on D23 about Galactus and stuff.
I can't remember.
Do you know in the the end Fortnite
Oh,
bit where
yes.
Galactus destroys the island?
Yes.
He sent that footage over to the guys because he wants Galactus to be that like menacing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
And
just
I
that's
think
wicked. That is.
I think, like, even in the footage, there's the shot of the inside the building, and he comes down and looks
He's
through the
looking
window.
in.
I can't wait to see
It's going to be a person. It's
what
going to
he
be a
does.
person.
Yeah. Man in a suit, not a giant, like, fart cloud.
Gas cloud, yeah.
Yeah, like, and I hope we get a first look at Silver Surfer soon. Like,
Yeah.
that's one that's going to make or break, I think, a lot of people, because
Yeah.
obviously it's not Norrin Rad. But I'm very interested to see what they do with her and, get an actual full look at Galactus, too. It's going to be really cool. And it only comes out in less than a year, so they've got a lot to shoot.
It's
within
August next year, isn't it, I think?
July.
Oh, July? Damn.
Yeah. It comes out,
So that means we got...
I think, a week either before or after Superman. So that's going to be a packed summer.
Is it? Damn. That's going to be a titanic tussle.
And Superman just finished filming and now has a full year of post-production, where this will have, like, months of post-production. So they're going to have to rush through that.
Well, is it because you got... February, you got Captain America.
Yeah.
Then...
May is
July,
Thunderbolts.
Oh, it's May Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
I was thinking how they're going to cram all that in. That looks damn. Oh, that's going to be good. Oh, next year's looking tasty.
Yeah, and they're getting basically all their... Well, we don't know about Blade yet, but they're getting all their movies out of the way in the first half of the year, and then the rest... As of now, Blade is still, I think, November, but with their new rules, they only have 3 a year. So I don't know how that's going to work.
The Blade's going to be pushed again.
Yep.
You just know it.
It's guaranteed.
It's all I can hear every time I hear about this new Blade film coming out. It's all I can hear is Wesley Snipes is I'm only the one Blade.
They're only ever going to be one Blade.
Yeah, you're right, mate. You really are right.
At this point, it looks like it, because I even saw, I think it was yesterday, there was a report saying that the guy that's attached to be the director, still he thinks he's still the director. So it's like, if you think you think you're the director versus you're the director, then what does that tell you about the status of that movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a disaster.
It is. I'd love for a new Blade film. I absolutely adored the original 3 Blade films and that lot, and I've been clamouring for years to have Wesley Snipes back and everything, and I got it. Deadpool, Wolverine, brilliant. But if you're gonna do it, just do it. Can't be that sodding hard, surely.
They're like really dragging this out, and like I've always said, at a certain point, Mahershala Ali has to say, you know what, this is getting ridiculous. I'm out. Like,
yeah, he will.
If they don't get it within the end of the year
or two,
if it's not done being like written, it hasn't even been written yet.
No.
If it's not done by the end of the year, it's doomed. No pun intended.
100%. Yeah. Put a bump.
Speaking of Doom, next they talked about Avengers: Secret Wars. And they basically said culmination to, the multiverse saga. And then they brought out the Russo brothers, who said...
So glad they're back. So glad.
Who said they're coming back. The fan reception to Endgame and Infinity War was unlike anything they've ever experienced. And they need to come back to the fans, because they love pleasing us. They love telling these stories. And it was something that they apparently were attached to for quite a bit. So everyone lost it when they came out.
Beginning of the year or something like that, there was technically attached to these two. There's like kept under wraps from near the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it was. It's been a bit, I think, since they were actually like signed on. And then the lights went out. Then you had all these cloaked figures coming out in Doctor Doom masks. And then the two of them said, so obviously if Secret Wars is the end and we're doing Avengers Doomsday, they also revealed that at the same time. Then they said they need to, bring in the most important character in the Marvel Universe and have the most I think they said the best actor in the world to play him. And then you see the split in the people, and then this lone figure walks out, arms behind his back, pulls down the hood, lifts the mask, and it's Robert Downey Jr. And everyone erupted, and that's when in my stream I was like...
I'll never forget your stream for that reaction. I'm flicking through my phone that lot. I'm watching you on the telly, and I'm like, he's not seen it. He's not seen it. It's Doom. It's Doom. Yeah. And then when I seen it was Robert Downey Jr., your reaction, your first minute, you're jumping around your room, you're going nuts, and that absolutely like, yeah, it's Doom and that lot. And then you sort of like hit another brick wall. And then just see it's Robert Downey Jr. Honestly, when I was watching your stream, I was stunned. I didn't know what to say, what to do.
Now, at the time, I was like, okay, this makes no sense. Why would you do this? But as like my thoughts have developed, I put out a video last week about my developed thoughts on his casting. And I'm kind of like, he does work, like it would work, but I need to know how. How do you do that logically with him already playing Iron Man for 11 years, having that iconic moment in Endgame where he dies, and then have that same face be the guy that's going to destroy the multiverse, basically? How does that work in a logical sense? And apparently, like, I think it was 2 days ago, he was interviewed about getting the role, and he said he's been attached to it for like a year.
Really?
Yeah, so they've been planning this for quite some time.
When did it all kick off with he that should not be named for Kang?
That was 2023. That was March of 2023. So it was basically like
March. Of course.
As soon as that happened, I think they were like, okay, get him on the phone, do it.
Damn, I didn't even think of that. For some reason, I was thinking, because they officially kicked him out, what, October, November time? Something like that?
It was in March. It was like it was a month after Quantumania came out.
Oh, so that when but they didn't officially get rid of him then, did they?
No, it was March, I think.
No,
you're right.
No, I can say, because
the allegations came out in March.
Yeah.
And then later on, then he was fired.
Because I say... Yeah, because it was like October, November time when they officially said he's gone.
Yeah.
Sort of that sort of stuff. But yeah, that so makes sense then, yeah. Because it all kicked off in March. If he's been attached to it since about a year, you're talking in the middle of last year. Damn.
Yeah.
They're clever sons of bitches, they
It was either that was something that they acted on so fast because they wanted it to happen, or it was something they had planned the entire time because like they would have... Like, you have to do Secret Wars with Doom. Like, there's no way they would have adapted that story without him. If they were just doing it with Kang, that would have been a huge mistake on their part. Which, in a sense, they might have because they were building Jonathan Majors up as, like, the next big guy. But, yeah, I can't imagine what that movie would have been like if it was just Kang.
I think that it would have had Doom in it in a capacity, but it wouldn't have been the big major thing. I think there was hyping Kang up that much. It would have been Kang was the big bad, and Doom was like just a underling sort of thing, and then you'd build Doom up afterwards. But didn't realize he was there for that year.
So
really didn't realize that.
When he came out, he said, "New mask, same task." He was all in it. And he said, "What can I tell you? I like playing complicated characters." That
line is so a Robert Downey Jr. line.
And he's right. He's right, because Doom is a complicated character. And if they mess it up, then I'm going to be furious. There is going to be a long YouTube video after that of me saying, basically, like, what the heck did you do, Marvel? Like...
I had faith in you all this time, and then you just destroy it like that. For me, they've got to disfigure him in some way. I don't think you could have just that same smug face just coming on and then just going, I'm not Tony, I'm Doom and that lot. You've got to disfigure him some way. There's got to be some sort of thing to go. He's got to put the mask on, and then when he reveals himself to the other Avengers, that like he'll whip off his mask, and he's just going to be all nasty and crap like that sort of thing. Because in your normal Doctor Doom and everything, he's not disfigured, but he's got a messed up face, isn't he? It's not all pristine and white sparkly teeth underneath that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
they've got to mess him up some way or another now. And I'm hoping that messing up or just a snippet or something like that will happen in Fantastic Four. I'm hoping.
So I just pulled up the article that came out a couple days ago, where he was interviewed, and let's see. So after Endgame, Feige approached Downey about potentially returning to the MCU, even though Tony was dead. It says, he said, "It just keeps occurring to me if you were to come back." And then Robert Downey Jr.'s wife, Susan, was like, "Wait, what? Come back as what?" And then Downey and Feige went on to talk about issues that needed to be resolved should the actor return. He said, "How can we not go backwards? How can we not disappoint expectations? How can we continue to beat expectations?" And added, and then Feige brought up Dr. Doom, or Victor Von Doom. And he looked into the character and went...
Well, Robert Downey Jr. did.
Yeah. And he said, "Let's get Victor Von Doom right." So he's playing...
So that tells me...
He's playing Victor. He's fully playing Victor. And if he has that... because I think he knows the weight of this character in this event, in this universe.
Massively.
He has to see that they need to honor this character and not disappoint the fans one bit.
Yeah.
Or everyone's coming at him, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
if they
that's
mess
a conversation.
So if they mess this up, then the reboot's got to happen there and then, sort of thing. They just got to they just tear it all up and we'll just start all over again, sort of thing. Because if you mess an iconic character like Doom up, the knives and pitchforks are going to be out from straight away.
Just a bit.
They really will. Yeah, they really will.
Yeah, so that's how they ended it. Robert Downey Jr. came out, and then Feige basically said, "Have a great night, everyone."
See it, bye.
Basically, yeah, just casually drop the biggest reveal probably ever at Comic-Con and just leave. So yeah, that was...
mic drop. Yeah, they'll do. Just walk away.
Yeah, so that was San Diego Comic-Con. And then D23, this was, I think, 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And basically, again, Feige was out. He... oh no, there's the video of Ryan Reynolds crashing the event, basically saying, "Thank you for seeing the movie." And here's Kevin Feige, everybody, that kind of thing. Feige brought out Anthony Mackie again, talking about Captain America. Shared the footage of Red Hulk transforming. So that was cool. That leaked, and I think it's been taken down on multiple accounts.
What was it?
I think so.
Damn.
But in this footage that they showed, you see Harrison Ford as President Ross talking about adamantium being harvested from Tiamat Island. So they confirmed that adamantium is coming to the MCU, and it's coming from the Celestial in the ocean. So that was huge.
Which is it's nice to know as well that they've finally actually acknowledged it, and then this whole film is going to revolve around the Celestial and that lot, and just what's going to be happening from it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you've got to think as well. I don't know whether you'd have it just maybe a side story or a snippet or just a mention or something like that. But you've got to have something Weapon X sort of thing.
They have to
stealing
be
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they have to be I don't know if you remember in Ant-Man when Darren Cross was selling off the pin particles and Hydra was interested in getting them.
Oh.
There has to be something some kind of shady organization is I'll buy that off you, and it ends up being Stryker, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a picture in that room in the trailer when he's when Isaiah shoots at him, I think. And he's in that
Okay.
room in the White House, and he's got the big screen around him. That's where he's giving his presentation about adamantium. So I'm assuming he's introducing this is the strongest metal alloy in our known universe, stronger than vibranium, apparently. And, you know, we're going to use this to help the world, basically. Well, help the world.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Isaiah attacks. So that's basically all they showed for Captain America, was that clip and then the Red Hulk thing. And yeah, and then Feige talked about Fantastic Four. This was after they had started shooting, because Comic-Con, they started shooting like the Tuesday after that weekend or something. And then this was 2 weeks after that, I think. And then they sent in a video of them on the set, and then you have all of them at, it looks like a cafeteria table, and the three of them are there, but Joseph Quinn is in his costume. And that got a lot of people talking, because people absolutely hate it, and then you get people that think it's pretty good.
Really, people hating that already?
Yeah.
I think that's been brilliant.
I think
I'm
whole
a massive fan,
because it's in that 60s futuristic vibe. The whole, like, it looks like a turtleneck sweater, basically. Like, it's got that texture in it, and I like the white, like, coming down. Like the blue is perfect. I'll just pull up an image for my reference. Like, it looks like what you'd expect from what we've seen of the footage shown at Comic-Con, like with Reed in the lab, like, hey kids, you want to see something blow up? And like that's the kind of suit I'd expect from this universe. I think people looking to get a fully, like, serious, you know, tone out of this movie need to realize this is going to be different.
Massively.
I'm kind of thinking, are they gonna do it like WandaVision and have the entire movie be in that, like, 60s, like, vibe? In that, like,
I wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. I don't think they'll play it as tongue in cheek and as daft as they did in WandaVision, that sort of thing.
I think there's gonna be aspects where they will.
Oh yeah, I think they will play parts of it, sort of thing. But I don't think you'll have a whole 2 hours worth of just that tongue in cheek, just over the top, just really, like, slap you in the face with it, sort of thing. You'll get parts of it, but then you will have moments where they tone it down a bit and be a bit more, like, family orientated and serious and shit like that, sort of thing.
Yeah, so that was basically all they talked about for Fantastic Four First Steps. And then Ryan Coogler came out, and he talked about Ironheart, who, like we last saw in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And then the cast came out with Dominique Thorne, Anthony Ramos, Lyric Ross, Alden Ehrenreich, and Regan Alaya. I don't know two of those names. And then they showed exclusive footage to the crowd, which people, for the most part, enjoyed it. And
see, that footage, like, I've been looking everywhere to properly try and have a look at that footage, and all I've seen is her walking into, like, a university or something like that, and that's all I've seen. I've not really seen anything like concrete or anything like that sort of thing, because the suit's not.
There have been pictures that were released.
Something.
No, it's like a really, like, well polished suit, I think.
Yeah.
In this one, but I think, like, they purged the internet and got rid of every trace of that trailer being out there. Yeah. So, the cast came out. Dominique Thorne said she's excited for us to see it. Anthony Ramos, who's playing the Hood, said that he can't.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he can't wait for people to see his character. But again, this is one that I'm like, I need to see more. But it's been shelved for so long, which tells you they probably don't have a lot of faith in it. So yeah.
Please clarify for something as well, because again, I couldn't really find anything properly from it. But is it a series? Is it a film? What's going on? So it's a series, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Disney Plus. So I guess that's
shot
next
a load
year.
Of the footage as well already.
It's been, like, completely done shooting and post-production for like a year or two. It's been done for a long time, and they've just put it off.
It shows you that they've got more faith in Agatha all along than that.
Which is very worrying.
Hey,
Because
I was turned by Agatha all along. That trailer, I think it might be alright. It might not be too bad. It might not be as bad as you think.
I'm watching Penguin that week. I'm
Oh,
gonna watch
oh,
episode 1, and then I'm gonna decide if I want to finish it or not. If it's something that I need to watch in order to do this, then I'm gonna put myself through it. But if it's something that's like it doesn't relate at all to anything else, I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. But if I hate it, or I'm not vibing with it at all, then I'm like, I don't need to waste my time on it. I'm gonna watch Penguin. And I hope that's
I'll
good
give
too,
you
because it
due.
looks good.
Yeah, so I'll give you due. I'm going to be watching Penguin as well. That does look really good, to be honest.
Yeah, and there was something else that is coming out that same day, and I can't remember what it is, but it's huge. Oh, I can't remember.
I was going to say the Lord of the Rings series, but that's coming out on my birthday, so it's not that one.
No, I can't think of what it is. So yeah, they
You-
talked about
that's
Ironheart,
something. Just as a side note, is that a series you'll be having a look at as well?
the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
I think I started it, and I was like, it's very
Oh,
dry.
couldn't you get along with the first series?
No, I couldn't get into it.
Oh,
And I love the movies. Like, the movies were great.
yeah. That does surprise me.
But I couldn't get into the series. I was obsessed with the movies when I was little.
I loved them. Absolutely
Like,
loved
I had
them.
all like the Lego sets. I had the video game. I had all of that. I even had all the books, and I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, and I was like, I'm reading all of that. It was very complex,
books.
but yeah. So yeah, that was a sidetrack.
Yeah, sorry. So just
After Ironheart, of course, they brought out Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Deborah Anwell, Eldon Henson, and John Bernthal to talk about Daredevil Born Again. That was, I think, the moment everyone was waiting for. Like, this, and I still don't get why they didn't do this, how they didn't officially release the footage that they showed there.
yeah.
I get it's an exclusive event and that you needed to be there to see it, but like when you know this is your most anticipated show, probably out of the entire presentation, just give it to us. Like people want to see
exactly.
it, and people saw it anyway because it was leaked like the day after.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
of course not. Which I tell you what, that footage as well.
It's incredible. Yeah, like it's straight back to the Netflix vibes. Like they were.
Oh yeah,
it's,
massively.
It's going to be dark. It's going to be. It's going to lean into that crazy, like, gritty environment that like those comics I just picked up, like that same kind of vibe.
We know that Disney Plus can do that sort of dark and gritty side now with Echo, which I really enjoyed Echo, apart from the ending, but I really enjoyed Echo in that lot. So we know they can delve into that darker side in that lot. So
Yeah.
I just can't wait for that. It's going to be so good.
I'm just pulling up here. So John Bernthal said it's an honor to return as the Punisher. I can't wait to see him because obviously he was in the trailer for a little bit. He's very scruffy. He's got a full beard. He looks like he's not taking care of himself. And he's having a bit of a confrontation with Matt, so I'm interested to see what that's going to be about. So in that same trailer, Kamala Khan's father is in it.
Yeah, that's
What's
a
he
really
got himself
random
into?
sort of character. Yeah, it's just with how light-hearted and like happy-go-lucky like the Miss Marvel series was. To see that character in this, that's like, okay, that's really, oh boy.
Now, Charlie Cox, I think it was at a convention last week or the week before, he said there are going to be moments of what he called collision of different characters coming together. So maybe
Nice,
Kamala
okay.
Khan makes an appearance in this? Maybe?
That'd be nice. It'd be totally out of left field now, that sort of thing. Especially being a very mature series, to
Yeah.
have like this young adult come into it would be very interesting. I don't know how they portray that. Or maybe it might be one of the lawyer scenes and stuff like that, where he's just being Matt Murdock. So,
Yeah.
but that'd be really interesting.
But you have to do it. You have to bring Spider-Man into it.
Yeah, it's got to
They
now
have
because nobody
to.
knows him. Then nobody knows Spider-Man anymore. Even he won't know who Spider-Man is because he
Well,
won't recognize him. He got his mind wiped.
he'll know who Spider-Man is, but he won't know Peter.
Oh yeah, Peter. Yeah, so exactly. So
Like,
they've got. Oh
that's their opportunity. If
yeah,
this is how
yeah.
it's going to go, and I hate the recent rumors that Spider-Man 4 is going to be taking place on Battle World and be a multiverse movie.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, I need it.
Is that the rumors?
That's the current rumors that
Oh, for
between
Christ's
um
sake!
between I think it's Fantastic Four and Doomsday, or Doomsday and Secret Wars, there's going to be a Spider-Man 4 where like it's taking place on Battle World, which makes no sense.
Sony, just leave it. Just pack it in. Just give it to Marvel. Just give it to Disney. Just
Yeah.
stop messing around with
Keep
it.
him at the street level.
Exactly. That
So
was the whole point of that film. It's just
like
oh
I could see Echo making an appearance that makes sense.
yeah,
I don't see why she wouldn't be in it, because obviously
yeah, exactly.
Kingpin, his story's evolving with her obviously dealing with him in her show. So I was just pulling up more Daredevil. So they officially showed White Tiger in the trailer.
Mm,
He looks very interesting. Obviously based off, because we did our Daredevil stream, he's
yeah,
shot in the head at some point.
yeah. But
So
is it? Is that going to be a copycat, or is the real one going to come out as?
I don't think it is. It makes sense to kill him and then bring in his daughter, I think, Ava. Ava Aurelia, I think is her name. This one is Hector. And apparently this was one of the original plots of the original show that they, like,
Oh, okay.
before they did the creative overhaul, Matt was going to be defending him in court for
Oh,
something that
okay.
happens. So this, I guess, carried over into this part.
Okay,
But
that's fair
it's going to
enough.
be interesting to see how he plays into it.
Mm,
We got our first look at Muse, who looks
mm.
scary and awesome. I really can't wait to see him. He's the serial killer that paints things with his victim's blood. He's got like all this Kingpin and Daredevil graffiti that they were showcasing. I think he's gonna be awesome in this. It looks really dark
Was
with him.
was that the same at D23 when they built that time variance like
That yeah
walkthrough bit and that lot?
yeah
Because in one of them windows that like you had that graffiti and
yeah.
stuff like that as the
That's him.
street scene, weren't it? That lot.
Yeah.
That I'd have loved to have been walking through that as well. That would look
The
so
the
good. That
the
did.
interaction with Rocket, that whole thing.
Oh
Have you
yeah,
seen
that was
that? It's
brilliant.
so
Yeah,
cool.
that was brilliant.
Um, it's so cool how they did that. But Muse looks so cool in this, and there's even a bit
Mm,
of footage of him fighting Daredevil,
yeah.
which is really cool. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Muse. We got a shot of
Again, it's
multiple
another.
Daredevil helmets.
I see that Muse character as well. It's another one that not many people would just think of straight away, sort of
Yeah,
thing. Because you first want to be Electra and Bullseye, obviously, but having Muse as well, I just
and Bullseye's coming back as well.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but Muse is from, I think, the like early 2000s. I think he was in a run
yeah.
there.
It's a newer character, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
an old
No,
character.
no, he's fairly recent. But then you get a shot of multiple helmets that he's got. One of them's like a silver one. You get a red one, which you assume is either this one or then like the Netflix one. The yellow one, a black one from the Shadowlands storyline, and then another red one. So he's got his old red and he's got his improved red, and then he's got three other variants. The gold one we already saw in She-Hulk, but the silver and black one, I'm very curious to see if he's going to be wearing those in this, or if it's just a
Mm,
reference of this happened between when we last saw him and now,
yeah,
that kind of thing. But that's
because
very interesting.
if you might correct me on it, but was the black one when he got like possessed by the hand and he was like leader of the hand?
I can't remember. I can look it up.
Because there was a moment where he was like possessed by the hand, and the other heroes had to knock some sense into him, basically, weren't it?
Um, this says, hold on. Armored Avenger, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, here. Shadowlands. So after he took control of the Hand, Daredevil tried to make the best of his uncomfortable position, but he was ultimately corrupted by the ancient ninja's cult patron demon, the Beast. So yeah, that's interesting if that's what actually happened.
I hope that that's not just glossed over, because I think that would be a really interesting series. Just seeing him like taking over the Hand and then being corrupted and having to, like I said, beat some hell into him, sort of thing, just to break free of that demonic sort of thing, which would be really cool.
And then the white one is called Purified Daredevil. It says, after the intense bouts of self-guilt he endured as Daredevil, Matt underwent a complete change of pace in Daredevil 2023 and started work as a priest. When it became clear the Marvel Universe needed a Daredevil again, Matt literally confronted his inner demons with the help of Doctor Strange in an effort to finally purify himself and gain a sense of inner peace. And then he emerged with an all-white version of the costume.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize that.
So if that's what that is, that's very interesting. That might just also be a fan service thing too. Maybe it's not even like story related.
Yeah, we're thinking too hard into it, sort of thing.
Yeah. So Daredevil, March 2025. I can't wait for it.
That's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
really good.
And they're filming season 2 soon. Sorry.
Is it 9 episodes still?
I think so. Because they're filming season 2 soon, and that's going to be the other 9 for the 18.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realise that. I'm glad they're still sticking to that 18 thing, just over 2 series now. Because again, that shows that they've got a lot of faith in that as well, sort of thing.
Because if it was 18 episodes in one season, then each episode probably would have been like 20 minutes.
You didn't want that. You can't.
Yeah. Like you have to do the 50-minute episodes across, less. So to close out the presentation, they brought out Agatha All Along, where Catherine Hahn, Joe Locke, Sashir Zamata, Ali Ann, Deborah Jo Rupp, Patti LuPone, and Aubrey Plaza came out to sing the original song from the show, The Ballad of the Witch's Road, which was written by Oscar-winning songwriters Kristen Anderson-Lopez and Robert Lopez, who have worked with Michael Giacchino before on Coco. They're renowned songwriters in Hollywood, but again, like I don't know what to think of this. It's like at that point when I was watching like the live tweets happening and all that, I was like, okay, I don't need to pay attention anymore.
I'm done now.
I got Daredevil, and then I'm fine. So yeah, they performed that, and then they basically debuted a new trailer, new poster, and then basically saying September 18th, Disney Plus. That's basically it.
Because was it the day after as well? They did the animation stuff.
Yeah. So getting to that, the day after they talked about the music of Marvel, where Michael Giacchino hosted a panel and had multiple composers on that did work in Marvel. So that was cool. I watched that on YouTube. It's like I think 50-minute video of him talking to those people.
I didn't realise that. I'll have to check that out, to be honest.
Yeah, it's on the Marvel YouTube channel.
Oh, right. I didn't even notice that.
And then they talked about the Disney parks, which they're expanding a lot with the Avengers campus across the world. Spider-Man is getting a roller coaster in Shanghai, I think.
Yeah.
And Hong Kong. And then was it Infinity Pursuit or something like that with King Thanos?
King Thanos. That looks so nice, that did.
It looks really cool. So you're in like a car and you're going around following all the heroes in the multiverse and trying to take down King Thanos. So can't wait to see what that's going to be like. Then the next day or later that day, it was Marvel Animation. So Brad Winderbaum, the president of Marvel Streaming, TV, and Animation, came out. They got exclusive sneak peeks at What If Season 3, X-Men 97 Season 2, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Based off all of that, everyone was like raving about the footage, except for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That one's got a lot of mixed reviews, and I've seen the footage too. It does look a little wonky.
Oh damn! Really? I've only seen
Yeah,
like the pictures of like who's going to be in it, and then what's the chap's name? He's playing Norman Osborn's voice.
Coleman Domingo.
Yeah, what I could hear from him and that sort of thing. He sounded all right.
He's a fantastic actor. Like I'm so glad he's in the MCU. I just
yeah.
I like he was up for recasting Kang at one point.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he was one of the names that they were
Damn.
considering to recast Kang, but I guess he
Okay.
landed on Norman Osborn.
Still, that's not a bad character to come on, is it?
He's
Really?
he's
Like
gonna
Norman
do great.
Osborn.
He's gonna do great
Mm.
in the role. It's a shame
But yeah,
it's a shame it's only animation, but
yeah.
yeah,
But no, I didn't realise they were getting a bit late for it and that sort of thing. I've not seen the footage. I've
I'll
seen
have to
just
send it
pictures
to
and
you
that. But
because
yeah.
it's like the comic drawing, but then it's also like 3D and it looks weird when it moves. At least in my opinion, it
Ooh.
looks. It's kind of hard to describe. It looks like in like the 2000s in those video games, it was like really like weird textured like characters.
Wonky and
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Um,
ooh.
so yeah, that kind of received some kind of criticism, but Cal Dodd and Lenore Zan, who voice Wolverine and Rogue, came out to talk about X-Men 97 Season 2. They recently dropped that there's going to be 2 other X teams in Season 2.
Ooh.
So I assume one of them is X Factor, because they're
Yeah.
referenced in Season 1. But I can't think of who the other team would be. It can't be X Force, can it?
No, it might do because they got the whole hype of Deadpool at the moment. They might want to jump on that bandwagon and just push him more out there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I can't even. What's the Canadian ones?
Alpha Flight?
Maybe Alpha Flight.
That would be really cool if they did, but with the way Season 1 ended, I don't see how they could come into it. It looks like it's going to be dealing with a lot of time travel. I don't see how
Yeah.
Alpha Flight would tie into that, but it would
No.
it would be cool if we see them in like Season 3, depending
Yeah,
on how
yeah.
2 ends.
I said that's the only other group. Obviously, you got X Force, but it's the only other group I can think of that's closely resembled, like not resembled, closely affiliated with
Yeah.
the X-Men that lot. So it'd be interesting though.
Yeah.
Really interesting to see what other team they could bring out.
Um,
Surely they can't bring in Avengers.
no.
Surely
Well,
they-
they're
should-
X-Men related teams, so it has to be
Oh, right,
yeah,
okay.
it has to be like a mutant team.
Yeah.
So yeah, they talked about X-Men 97. Ryan Coogler came out to talk about Eyes of Wakanda, which I think they said is a 4-part event series. Each episode tackles a different time period with the War Dogs and I guess the Dora Milaje working with them. Seeing how Wakanda influenced history and guided the world in a certain direction. I can't wait for that. Apparently the animation style is like paintings, like it's beautiful apparently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I'm really interested to see what that looks like because each show they have a different animation studio working on.
Yeah.
So it all has their own unique look. And this one, apparently, like everyone loves it. It looks beautiful. But there was no actual like footage that was leaked anywhere for it. So I don't know.
There was a couple of pictures, weren't there, in that lot? So I'm sure I can remember seeing Shuri
I can't remember.
like thingied all up in that lot. It might have been me thinking, but I'm looking forward to that just to see how like each generation of the Wakandan people and a lot have grown throughout the centuries now. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and then they, of course, talked about What If. It's the end of that series. It's like the trilogy for the Watcher. If they're carrying on like an ongoing story from season 2, because obviously Captain Carter is tasked with basically, she's like the Watcher's assistant in, watching the multiverse. This one so far, it seems like there's a lot of random ones, like season 1 was.
Yeah.
Like there's the Gundam Avengers with the giant robots, and then there's The one with Bucky and Goliath or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm interested to see what season 3 is like, but I it's not my most anticipated one among these. Like, I'd say X-Men 97 and Eyes of Wakanda are my most
Oh yeah.
anticipated
Yeah.
ones. And then
I
after
said
that, sorry.
I'm looking forward to What If season 3. I just I want it to have a bit more cohesive like storytelling,
Yeah.
like season 2 did, because
Yeah.
season 2 followed on quite nicely, sort of thing. Season 1 was good, but it just needed that connectivity with it, sort of
Yeah.
thing. So I'm interested to see, because I see some of the stories in season 2, like the 1602 one, and just like the Christmas Day one as well, not like
Oh, I
basically the Die
forgot about
Hard
that
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I just stuff like that. I just absolutely love it. It was like really daft, but I really did enjoy it. So
And how they released season 2, I think, was really good. Like, it was like one
yes,
each day for like a week. That's basically what
yeah,
they did. It was like, like for Christmas, it was like, we're giving you one
yeah,
episode a day for the entire Christmas week. And I
mm,
think that was really well done, and they should do
mm.
something like that again.
Oh,
Um,
massively.
but yeah, I'm going to watch it. It's just it's not one that I'm super excited for right now.
Yeah. I said
Um,
the other one I'm really excited for is the Marvel Zombies. I
That's
really
yeah,
can't
just
wait.
about to get to
Yeah.
that. So, they said it's a very, very mature show. There was footage of, I think, Shang-Chi and Wenwu working together, and then Wenwu or Shang-Chi gets bitten or something, and his arm is infected, and then Wenwu gives him the 10 rings, and the rings heal his arm, and then Wenwu gets killed, and then
Oh,
like him, Katie, and another character, they're in a car in the desert, singing karaoke or something on the radio. Um,
oh, I ain't seen that.
I haven't seen that, but I heard that's what they showed. Um, so like, the animation looks like What If, but the
Yeah, yeah, it
storytelling is going to
will.
be completely different. Like, it's going to be dark.
Yeah.
So
That's what it needs to be. That's what
yeah,
the comics are, just gory as anything. So I want to see that. I want to see the Hulk's like stomach exploding because he ate
yeah.
too much, and I, oh, if
I
they can
like
carry on some of the story from them comic book series, the world's their oyster with that. They could do so much. It's just so good.
I can't wait to see what kind of like heroes or villains will be zombies in it, because that
Mm,
means that's like a huge thing for them to go against. Like, Icarus is a zombie. He's basically Superman. So like, how are they going to combat that? Um, and yeah, I can't wait for that too. After that, then they went into Spider-Man. They brought out Coleman Domingo and then Hudson Thames, who voiced Peter Parker in What If season 1, and I think in season 2, I think Spider-Man was in that one too.
yeah.
And he's coming back to voice Peter in this series, so
Oh,
that's
that's
good.
good
I
then.
think he's a
Oh,
good
okay.
voice for him.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and yeah, they said it's basically, him navigating as if, like in our universe, Tony guided him in Civil War. In this universe, it's Norman Osborn that's guiding him in
Yeah.
the Tony Stark role. So I think a lot of people are very disappointed in his suits as well. It seems
I
like
don't
we're not
know.
going to get the actual Spider-Man outfit until much later in it. He's going to have a lot of experimental ones
Yeah.
leading up to that point, which like
I
it's
don't
it's
mind that.
different. Yeah, it's fine. It's different. Um, but still, the biggest thing for me is the animation, because that
Yeah,
looks a
so I
bit
don't
weird.
know.
So yeah, that's how they closed out the animation presentation. And then I think it was the day after, they announced the Fortnite crossover event, Absolute Doom, which looks really cool. If everything's leaning in on Doom being a big villain, like even the comics are doing that right now, where he became the Sorcerer Supreme, um, like, this tells you that Marvel's fully leaning in on Doom. And as a fan of Doom, a massive fan of Doom, I can't wait for what the next few years are gonna carry on with that character. So they debuted that trailer with Fortnite, bringing him into it, and War Machine, Black Panther, Gwenpool, Emma Frost. I think it's going to be, and Mysterio. Um, I haven't played it yet, but I've seen your gameplay of it. It looks really cool.
honest to God, we need to have a team up because it is so good now. I think I was determined to try and get a win on solos. I didn't do it. Camera was off. I could win as much as I bleeding want. The camera was on. It just didn't want to happen. But yeah, just the equipment you get, like Doom's gauntlets.
Yeah.
You can like blasting Doom stuff like that. You have like war machines, like jet propulsion thing. Captain America's shield. Captain America's shield is so overpowered. It's just brilliant.
And then War Machine's like auto turret on his shoulder.
Yeah,
that looks really cool.
Yeah. You've got also War Machines like basically Arsenal as well in that lot. So you have like 2 gun turrets on your hand, and then like all these rockets you can just absolutely bombard.
And then you can
the
fly
too.
With.
Oh, yeah, honest to God, it's so good in that lot. I've not been this hyped about a Fortnite thing since they had Thanos and you could play with the bleeding Infinity Gauntlet in that lot. That's the last time I was really hyped about this sort of storyline. But yeah, you got to play it. It's so good now. But yeah, like you said, literally all their eggs are in one basket. Is literally right. Doom's your guy. Just run with it because it's going to be a big major deal by the end of it. That law.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what more they do with the character. Like if I can't see why they would because the TV is connected to the movies. But if they had a series that was like kind of like X-Men 97 off on its own, that you had Doom be the villain for that. Like if they did a Fantastic Four animated series or something like that.
Yeah.
I really hope
that would be really good.
I really hope they put him at the center of every medium that they have and build him up that this guy is a problem. He's going to be the face of Marvel for years because obviously they have Robert Downey Jr. in the role right now. Everyone knows. Obviously, he's a popular character, but because of that casting, everyone that didn't know who Doom was, everyone knows who Doctor Doom is now.
Yeah,
and
all be talking about it. They were saying as well, like people are saying like Fortnite's got the worst version of Doom because if you go around one of his like Doom Castle and stuff like that, you've got Mr. Fantastic in a ball, you've got Sue Storm. Yeah, you got Mr. Fantastic locked up in this case, and he's just wrapped up in a ball.
Oh my
You've got the crumbling his throne.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Just crumbled up.
Awesome.
You've got Sue Storm in a glass cabinet. She's just locked in there. She can't get out. You've got him. Human Torch's heart is heating up his own living quarters.
Wow.
Just beating there.
Oh,
yeah, it's just beating there. You've got Moon Knight's not scythe. He's
like his
crescent blades
the crescent blade, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a destroyed helmet of Magneto. You've got Doctor Strange's Eye of Agamotto, just in a case, like as a prized possession. Obviously, you've got the smashed up shell of Galactus in the ocean.
Yeah, that was cool.
So obviously he's taken that out, and what was the other one? Dormammu as well. Or is it Dormammu? Yeah, I think it's Dormammu in that lot, heating up this massive Infernus thing as well.
Oh my god!
They've got so many little Easter eggs all around Doomstad. They're just saying if Doom can take out all this,
we have to see something in the movies of a shot that's going up these steps of basically in Age of Ultron when all the Avengers are dead, and they're just lying there, and Tony sees it, and Captain America wakes up, and you see the shield split in half. There has to be a shot moving up the steps, and you see all these characters just lying there, or just items or something just lying there, and then he's walking up the steps, and he's wiping his hands or something, and he turns around and sits on the throne. Oh my god,
that'd be good. That'd be so good. Honest. Oh.
That's how you do a post-credit scene. That's what you do.
Yeah.
If Fantastic Four or something did that before Doomsday.
Oh yeah, the chills you'd have seeing that go up and that. That'd just be amazing.
You have to have that shot basically showing he killed this guy, he killed this guy, he killed this guy. This is how much of a threat he is.
Massive.
We need to do that Doctor Doom stream. We need to do that.
yeah. Spoilers. Just a couple of weeks. Just keep an eye out for that.
So yeah, that was San Diego Comic-Con and D23. Lots of very important things coming. and they're still hiding a lot too. So very interested to see what else they're cooking up that they haven't showed us yet. But I don't know if you wanted to briefly talk about this before we ended, but James Spader coming back as Ultron for Vision Quest. That was just released today. I'm so glad they're doing that. Like Ross Marquand, who voiced him in What If and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Like he was good, but James Spader is like the prime voice for Ultron. Like I can't wait to see what they do with that, how he comes back. Like we've been saying multiple times, it should be someone finds Ultron on like a USB or something, and then they like, wake him up, and then he takes over. And I hope it's Justin Hammer to do it.
Yeah, it's got to be him as well. That them two partnering up together in that lot, because they both hated Tony Stark anyway in that lot, and just to see them like working together in that lot and just seeing all the madness that could come from it, it should be so good. I mean, like you said, we've been saying for ages, Ultron's not dead. You can't kill somebody that powerful in that lot. You're gonna have a slither of him somewhere or another in that lot. So yeah, it's gonna be so good to see him come back. So good. I don't want him to come back and then he's like Prime Doom straight there. Not Prime Doom, sorry. Prime Ultron straight away. He can't come that. I want him to build himself back up again and just manipulate things and slowly go like that sort of thing. That'd work better for me. So
now I hope they don't downgrade him to just like a TV villain where he's not as impactful as he was before. I hope they like keep him as like a side presence, that he could be something bigger. Maybe even Doom controls Ultron as like a prime Doom bot, basically uses all the Ultron bots as his army, and controls Ultron to be like the commander of his army, basically.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be really nice.
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically all we've got today.
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to close out with, like content dropping soon? Any more thoughts on any of this?
Well, see, thoughts-wise, I've just spurted it all out there, sort of thing, to be honest now. But just before we come on, I did have my next episode of me Lego Avengers, and we are doing a some story-wise of the first Avenger. So we see Captain America fighting the Red Skull, as also losing what he thinks losing forever Bucky Barnes that lot. So we have that up on the channel now. Then obviously on Monday 7:30 UK time, we will have the next episode of Spider-Man Remastered up on the channel. So yeah, they're the two coming out before the weekend and after the weekend. What about yourself?
I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm planning on doing a series of videos focused on Doctor Doom. The first one I've got ready to go to be recorded is his basically covering his origin. So that will be coming hopefully soon. I'm hoping to maybe get that out of the way next week and have it by the end of that week or early the week after, but I'll keep you all updated on that. And yeah, I had a video last week of my developed thoughts on RDJ's casting as Doctor Doom, so you can check that out on my channel. Like we said a few minutes ago, we're planning on our next stream being primarily focused on Doctor Doom, just talking all things about Doctor Doom, what we think he could be doing, our favorite things basically about him. Basically this is the age of Doom where we're in it, and we're like fully embracing it. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's basically all we've got.
Well, make sure you, as well, if you wanted to join the Discord as well,
right,
and
yes.
Definitely chat with us. Say any Marvel questions you want or any topics you'd like us to discuss that lot. Join the Discord and we'll chat to you there.
That's right. So make sure to join that. Make sure to subscribe to both of our channels. Like, comment, all that. And we will see you all in another episode.
See you in a bit, guys. Thank you very much for joining.